Beef, it's what's for dinner. Real ones drop a dub if you made it this far. Everyone is beefing. I mean, then again, that's the nature of the internet. You are constantly in some type of combat with someone. And if we're being honest, I got some of the most traffic that I ever had when I was talking about the beef of Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. So, beef is good for business. Pop star beef is on the menu today. Taylor Swift appeared to go at Charli XCX and Actually Romantic off of her really, really mid album. Now, two of them previously went on tour, and to be honest, I did not necessarily see this coming. But out of the gate, Charli XCX is the winner. Why? Because Charli XCX is cool. Taylor Swift isn't. Charli XCX has always been a niche pop star, on the cutting edge of pop music, making music with AG Cook and Young Lean and Sophie, rest in peace. But now she's at the forefront because of Brat and still somehow managed to maintain her coolness. Swift, on the other hand, has always been a little corny. Like, I liked 1989 a lot, but Swift has always felt corny to me. It's a general disposition. Now, I'm not knee deep in the morass that is the fan group that would make her the biggest star on the planet, but on the outside looking in, I could tell you that she's a little corny. Charli XCX is just cool. Taylor isn't punching down when it comes to status, but she's boxing with God when it comes to who you'd want to hang out with at a party, and it's definitely Charli. As for Drake and Kendrick Lamar, well, Drake has lawsuit dismissed. Of course it was going to be dismissed. The lawsuit was stupid on its face. I know there were some people in my comments who I'm not going to mention right now and who I did not answer because I do not feel like going back and forth with people in my own comments, saying that I was biased against Drake here, that I should be pro-worker. Fam, Drake is not a worker. Drake is a conglomerate, first and foremost. But anyways, I just want to send a general PSA to folks. Stop carrying water from millionaires on the internet. And I'm not even carrying water for Kendrick Lamar here. I'm just calling balls and strikes. Let me know what y'all think, but this seems very clear to me. I'm trying to say that Drake is currently batting far below the Mendoza line when it comes to me calling balls and strikes as the umpire here. Drizzy needs and can definitely produce a hit. Honestly, he needs to just relax and maybe continue taking some time off as he has been, or just wait until next summer and drop something huge, which I know he can. That's the only way he can make us all forget about all of this with the hit song. I'd also like to point out that they're not playing Not Like Us in the club like that anymore, at least as far as when I've been out. They're still playing Kendrick songs and they're still playing Drake songs, but I don't hear Not Like Us like that. It was a good song, but I overall think it was a moment, and that moment has passed, which isn't a bad thing. The next course of beef in the tasting menu today is Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj, which continues to simmer underneath the surface. The tweets the two of them sent back and forth at each other were absolutely insane, insulting each other's children, telling each other to come outside, etc. I'm not necessarily team anyone. If anything, I'm closer to being a Barb than I am being team Cardi. But again, like with Kendrick Lamar versus Drake or Charli XCX versus Taylor Swift, I'm just calling balls and strikes. I like Nicki. I like Cardi. And I do believe in some ways that Nicki Minaj is doing what was done to her. And I also do believe that at this point, it doesn't necessarily matter because Cardi B is a massive star and doesn't necessarily need to pay homage to anyone coming in the game. But I think the two of them would make so much money if they just sat down, squashed it, and put out some music together and possibly went on tour together. But that would never happen because even this guy from Long Island knows. Two women from New York City with beef, especially one of them being from the Bronx and the other one being from Queens, they might take that to the grave. We are a bucket of crabs in this city sometimes. And while we're here, let's touch on another beef that's definitely roiling my stomach. It's Garmin versus Strava. This might seem random, drop 3 W's if you made it this far, but it makes sense. What basically happened is Strava issued a lawsuit to Garmin suing them for copyright infringement because Garmin said they would like to have all of their logos inputted on any type of data that's pulled from their watches. Now, technically, that data is my data because I created it on their watch, but the point is the fact since it's going from Garmin to Strava, they want to have their logo there, which honestly seems fair to me. Strava goes and sues them for copyright infringement, as I just said, and says that they will stop linking the two products on November 1st, 2025, which is incredibly petty. Why is it incredibly petty? Because November 1st, 2025 is the New York City Marathon. And if I run 26.2 miles and it's not covered and it's not uploaded into Strava, it's almost like it didn't happen. But it also puts all of us, watch wearers and Strava users, at a really weird impasse. Because do I want to continue using the social media app, which literally is like if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen? Or do I want to use the device that I paid $250 for? Personally, I think I might choose the device, even though I do pay $90 a month for not 90, sorry, even though I do pay $90 a year for Strava, which I personally think is worth it. But if we're really looking at it, if we're really keeping it a buck, I think I think Strava needs to back down here, which Strava did back down. Strava backed down and said that essentially that they're going to let it go forward, but they sent the note out to app developers. I don't know. It was a mess. All I know is that when I run in 3 weeks' time, it better be tracked on Strava. Anyways, all this beef, man, I'm gonna get gout and I need these legs, you know. Anyways, it's your boy Jacques. Drop 3 W's if you made it this far, and let me know what you think. A nice little beef analysis.